Hello, welcome to this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day for you. Friday, August 29th, Major League Baseball show. Welcome on, welcome on. If you're just joining us, every episode on YouTube brought to you by the world's #1 sports betting app, Outlier. Not only give you great bet ideas, great bet options, not only are they going to shop odds for you and give you the best odds for that particular bet, not only are they going to show you the money that's coming in on each particular bet, casino or draft sportsbook wise, they're also going to be able to, you can all make all your bets from there, multiple books, and have them all in one spot rather than having to go app to app to app. Outlier, world's #1 sports betting app, 7-day free trial. You can get it in the comments section as well as our YouTube channel page as well in the link. So make sure you check out Outlier. Private Discord channel is available as well for people asking how much. It's $50 per month. If you're wagering over $200 per month, and I almost guarantee you are if you're watching this show for any length of time, make sure you check out the Discord channel. You will also find it same two spots, comment section of every YouTube episode as well on the YouTube channel page. I will remind you again at the end of the show, but let's get into Major League Baseball. If you're new to our show, welcome. Secondly, our personal bets are going to be in four teams that we fade or follow: Cubs, Dodgers, Royals, and Orioles. But no sweat. If you don't like any of those games, we will give you plays throughout the entire lineup. We had a short slate yesterday, but pretty damn profitable. We hit both unders, and a couple other games are all right. College football, Thursday was no bueno, or it wasn't that great anyway. So I'm sure Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday will be better. But we've also got Formula One this weekend as well. So we've got a busy weekend on the Discord, and we'll get to the baseball show here today. Let's get started. We got all-night games, thank goodness. 6:40 Eastern time, Reds, Cardinals. Reds going back home. That's good because they can't score a run on the road to save their rear ends. Liberatore pitching for the Cardinals. I don't know about you, but does this game smell like a bunch of runs? Total at 9. This game all day smells like a bunch of runs. I think we could get to 2 touchdowns here, honestly. Slight lean to the Reds, not much of one, but over 4.5 front 5. Over 9 for the game. Make it easier on yourself. Take it down to 8.5. Play the over. No reason to do a push. If it ends right at 9, I think it's going to go well above that. But just in case, you're not going to eat much juice taking that thing down to 8.5. Next game up, 6:45 Eastern time. To Tampa Bay. How do you figure them out? Rays on the road against Parker and the Nats. Parker has struggled to be extremely nice to him. Hauser's had his best year of his career. Rays are $1.40 favorite in this one. And to be really honest, I don't see how you don't play the Rays here. Total of 9 in this one as well. I would stay away from a total and play more of a team total in this one. Rays -0.5 front 5. Rays -1.5 for the game. Rays money line front 5. Rays money line for the game. Rays over their team total. And Junior Caminero, will you please stand up? We love Caminero every time we get a chance. He's probably worth a sprinkle on a home run play as well. So expect a lot of Rays action, Rays victory in that one. Right? And for all you trolls out there that constantly want to complain about one game, if the Rays don't win, okay. But I've solved that problem, especially for all of you who are going to be watching this on TikTok. Anyway, next game up. Braves, Phillies. So this game ended in almost 4 touchdowns on Thursday. Bryce Elder, Ranger Suarez here. The Phillies are $1.78 favorite on the money line. I don't think you need to worry about playing that. I'll play the the Phillies -2.5, -3.5, and I might even sprinkle a little bit on 4.5 here. I expect the Phillies to come out and crush Elder. Rangers pitched well. Phillies are back at home. Schwarber, why not take him for another home run? Hell, 4 on one day means 1 the next day, right? Schwarber's obviously been on fire. He's making a play for NL MVP. I know the batting average is never going to be stellar with Schwarber. I do miss him with the Cubs, though. He's exciting to watch. He's a lot of fun, except when he was hitting below 200 with the Cubs, and he was hitting $180 with the Phillies forever in the leadoff spot. But he's a lot of fun to watch. The Phillies should absolutely kick the rear living snot out of the Braves here and beat up Elder. Next game up, 7:07 Eastern time frame. Blue Jays and the Brouhahas. So the Brewers in a little bit of a swoon. And for those that say they peaked too early, stop. There's 30 games left. Going through a 5-game swoon after you were hotter than a firecracker for 50 is not that big of a deal this time of year. The key right now is to stay healthy and keep playing decent ball. They lost a couple games to the Diamondbacks. It happens. The D-backs have some offensive firepower. They don't have much pitching, but they do have offensive firepower. They can make you look a little crazy with the way they can hit. Ketel Marte and Corbin Carroll are still 2 all-stars. Gurriel's had a decent season. Bottom of that lineup can't show up. Perdomo's had his best season. They've got some guys that can hit the damn ball, right? The question is can they ever pitch? And they hit the ball against the Brouhahas. And the Brewers didn't come up with timely hits like they have been. Not worried about the Brewers, but this game here, I don't like the matchup. Freddie's kind of struggled a little bit lately for them. Shane Bieber now in his second start. He got his feet wet coming back. That doesn't spell good things normally here. Blue Jays are still hot. They play well at home. And to be really honest, the Blue Jays are only $1.30 favorite here. Money line front 5, money line for the game. Blue Jays over their 3.5 team total. Like all those to play there. I think this game could be tight. So if you want to play the Brewers plus 1.5, I don't blame you on that side there. Every team's going to go through a swoon. The $400 million plus payroll of the Dodgers. Yes, this is a shot at you, Dodgers. No, I'm not a Dodgers hater, but they spend $400 million. The Brewers spend $110 million. The Brewers should go through more swoons than what the Dodgers do. The Brewers haven't went through that many swoons. They had a few games where they haven't played that hot. So what? They'll be fine as we get closer to playoff time. I expect Woodruff to get better, Quintana to get better. Priester should be fine. He's been one of the better pitchers in the National League all season long. They're going to be fine. And that bullpen has a lot of swing and miss capabilities in that bullpen for the Brouhahas. I just don't like the matchup here with Toronto on Friday. I love Shane Bieber as a pitcher. He's been hurt a lot. I wish the Cubs would have stood up and said, we're going to take a chance here and actually go after him, but God forbid that would happen, right? So anyway, Blue Jays, like I said, money line front 5, money line game. Brewers, if you want to play in plus 1.5, should be a close one. Blue Jays over the team total. Next game up, as we're having fun on this Friday. Here's a fun one for you, 7:10 Eastern time. Red Sox and the Pirates. Paul Skeens on the mound. We got a toss-up game here with Skeens. How about that? Total for the Red Sox. Total's at 8. Here's the easiest play on the board, in my opinion here. Under 8, take the total from 8 to 8.5. We're going to play under 4.5 front 5, under 8.5 for the game. The Red Sox, they're winning games. If you really look what they did in that series against Baltimore, if it wasn't for the solo home runs, they wouldn't have scored crap. Alex Bregman under 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. He hasn't been able to hit his own weight this week. It's been ugly. Paul Skeens to have a good outing. We expect that to keep the Red Sox at bay. Also, the Pirates can't score on a normal basis, so how the hell would they contribute to going to an over game? So under 4.5 front 5, under 8.5 for the game. Going to eat a little juice, probably front 5, and a slight one on the end of that one. But like under in that Red Sox game, take the team out of it. Do the Red Sox win? Maybe late in that one. It could be a 0-0 game, to be really honest, at the end of 5, which is exactly what we're looking for. And then we can kind of cruise as the Pirates bullpen, I'm sure, will give up more than a couple runs to end that thing up. Next game up, Marlins, Mets. So the youngster Tong coming up against Yuli Perez. All right, so we flat out called it. If you guys watch the show, I said, watch exactly what's going to happen. The Mets win 3 straight against Philly at home, and then they're going to come lay an egg on the first game in the Marlins series. Exactly what they did. No shocker there. That was absolutely ridiculous by the Mets. There is no excuse for that. None. If you are supposed to be a championship-winning ball club, you can't come lay an egg against the Marlins there. You just can't. I mean, you got a chance to finally you made up some ground on the Phillies, and you just gave one of those games away. So you might have just won 2 out of 3 against Philly and then won the first one against Miami. You just took that away, right? Mets fans, you should be pissed off. I would be if I was a Mets fan. Hell, I'm a Cohen fan, and I'm pissed off for him. And to all you loyal listeners who are Mets fans, like I said, I'd be ticked after that game. Here's the beauty of this game for you guys on Friday. You get to see Tong. Everybody's been wanting to see him. He's finally coming up. He's finally going to pitch. Here's the deal, though. They're not to play in this game. Marlins plus a half a run front 5. Marlins plus 1.5 for the game. Actually, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit that the youngster doesn't do that well for Tong, and the Marlins actually win this one. As Yuli Perez has been pretty solid. I'll take the Marlins on a flyer here on the money line. I'm not trying to piss any Mets fans off, but this is what the Mets do. This is why you can't get behind them to make any type of playoff run, because they show up for a couple games, and then games they're supposed to win, you cannot give away in this league. You just can't. There's way too many 500-ish teams that you're going to struggle to win a series against in order to give away games like this one at home. On the road, if you went to lose to the Marlins, okay, right? But not at home. You can't give that game up, not with those pitching matchups that you had for Thursday. Next game up, Mariners, Guardians. So the Mariners, I guess, have to play most of their games here the last month on the road. George Kirby against Allen. This one here, Cleveland hasn't been like, how do I put this, great. But have we seen Seattle on the road lately? They're great at home. On the road is a totally different story, and they're $1.50, $1.60 favorite here against the Guards. I'm going to pass on taking that side of it. Guards plus a half a run first 5 innings. Guards plus 1.5 for the game. There's no reason to play a money line here for either side. Take the easy money with the Guardians and move on with life. Nothing too difficult. Mariners under their team total because they can't seem to score. They score 1 out of every 4 games on the road, and nothing for the rest of it. If you can keep Kyle Riley off the board, you got a pretty damn good chance of shutting them down pretty successfully if you're the Guardians. Next game up, Yankees, White Sox. Carlos Rodon against Gomez in this one. Yankees are $2.20 favorite. I know we told you White Sox 1.5, 2.5. I understand that didn't come in, right? But what did Will Warren do besides give up a bunch of runs, like we said he was going to, right? Suck. He's not good on the road. Rodon should pitch pretty well here. I mean, I don't expect him not to pitch horribly or anything like that. The White Sox, though, can score, folks. They have been scoring runs. Over the team total for the White Sox, again, I don't see how we get away from them probably the rest of the year, to be really honest. But White Sox over team total, I still think White Sox plus 1.5 front 5 plus 2.5 for the game is another way. Normally, the 2 out of 3 games are going to stay close, and then they seem to have a brain fart. Let's assume the brain fart was Thursday. Yanks might get a win here, but plus 1.5, first 5 innings, plus 2.5 for the game for the White Sox. Also, White Sox over their team total. Yanks are going to have to bring the bats this series in order to win some games. Next game up, Padres, Twins in Minnesota. Nestor Cortez, who pitched brilliantly in his last outing against Zerby Matthews. All right, so the Padres tend to beat up on the bad teams, sometimes can struggle with the better teams. Twins are not good. They weren't good before they traded everybody away, and they're even worse now. But somehow they continue to manufacture runs. I don't know if teams are falling asleep on the Twins. They're still a major league team. You've still got to come to play. That's what the Mets can't seem to figure out. It's like, oh, we swept the Phillies. We could beat everybody without even thinking. No, you got to put the effort in. You got to put the time in. You got to put the work in. We like the Padres in this one, not going to lie. I hate Zerby Matthews. And the Padres are only $1.20-ish favorite here. Padres money line first 5 innings. Padres money line for the game. Zerby Matthews over 2.5 earned runs. Zerby Matthews under strikeouts because the Padres just don't strike out much. I think are all excellent plays for you there in that Padres-Twins matchup. Next game up at 8:10 Eastern time frame. Javier and the Astros. Tyler Anderson and the Angels. So this one's a tough one here. I hate going for Tyler Anderson. It never seems to work out. And it probably won't here either. But the Astros suck at home. They've sucked at home now for 2 months. And they're $1.80 favorites, so can't really get behind them there. But I will tell you this, Christian Walker, Jose Altuve, and Carlos Correa, I would sprinkle on home runs. Hope to hit 2 out of the 3. Don't parlay them. because that just ends up being a loser when one of them misses. And why would you do 3 home run guys in a parlay anyway? I don't know, especially in the same game. But Walker's been hitting the long ball lately. We told you Altuve yesterday. Guess what? He hit one. Correa didn't come through, but 1 out of 2 when you're getting plus 400 or 500 ain't that shabby in my book, right? So like those guys that hit homers. If you want to play Astros over their team total, that's fine. I just can't get hit behind the Astros at home being a $1.80 favorite against the Angels. Next game up, 8:10 Eastern time. Finally, a game that we're heavily invested in here. Tigers, Royals, Seth Lugo, Chris Paddock. So Chris Paddock in the last matchup against the Royals was the best I've seen Chris Paddock pitch maybe quite some time, right? Maybe he's pitched better once in his career. I don't remember seeing it. I watch a ton of baseball, but I haven't seen it. Now, Lugo, on the other hand, he has not, ever since signing that contract, he's only had really that extension, only one good outing. Otherwise, he's given up 4, 6, some bigger stick numbers there for Lugo. Total in this one is at 8.5 currently, moving to 9 at some boards. So just FYI here, we're not going to pick a side here. We're going straight total. Royals, Tigers, over 2.5 first 3, over 4.5 the first 5, 6.5 the first 7, 8.5 of the game. Royals and Tigers both over 4.5 team total. And then we're going to have 4 hitters, same 5 bets apiece. It's going to be Vinny Pasquantino, Miguel Garcia. Then we've got Riley Green and Zach McKinstry. Same 5 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases. Next game up on the board, 8:40 Eastern time frame. Another one we're in. Cubs, Rockies. Herman Marquez is back from the DL. Cade Horton, who's pitched really well. Let's give Cade Horton some props, shall we? Let's round of applause. So the Cubs once again did exactly what we said they do, which is not score any freaking runs in the last game of that series against the Giants. They lose 4-3. Congratulations, you just got swept. They don't play well in San Francisco. I'll give you another hint. Colorado hasn't necessarily been their friends over the years either, right? Now, Cade Horton's pitched well. Marquez just coming back off the injury list. You think we'd lean Cubs. At a $2.20 favorite right now, there is no way on God's green earth I could play the Cubs against anybody as a $2+ favorite. Now, you'll notice the total in that is 11.5. It's 11 at some books. I understand. When have we seen the Cubs have scored more than 5 runs twice in like a month? Kyle Tucker has sucked except for a couple home runs lately, but for a month he was garbage. PCA hasn't been that great. He's had 1 home run since the All-Star break. Suzuki didn't play yesterday, or we would have made a ton there. He can't do anything. Michael Busch, who was kind of the reason things were sticking together, yes, I understand. Swanson hit a home run yesterday. Yeah, every squirrel finds a nut once in a while, right? I'm probably one of the biggest Cubs fans out there, but also have to be a realist when it comes to our money, right? I'm going to have to fade them a lot. It's just the way it is. No team's going to win 100. No teams. I don't know if a team's going to win 100 games this season, right? So that means if one team wins 100, that's 62 losses. That's a lot of L's on the bingo card, right? But this game, we're not focused on a side here either. It's going to be like what it was with the Giants for 2 of the 3 games. Under 11.5 is singing to us, and I can't even tell you how much it's singing. Like, it's like the gospel hymns have opened up. Praise Jesus is coming down. Under 11.5. Are you freaking kidding me? The way Cade Horton's pitched, I think he keeps the Rockies at bay. And then the way the Cubs have been hitting, this is just lining up for us for a monster cashes here on the under. Cubs, Rockies under 3.5 the first 3, 6.5 the first 5, 8.5 the first 7, 11.5 for the game. Cubs under 7.5 team total. I understand a lot of books are at 6.5. If you look at the alternate team total line, it's not that juicy for 7.5. Are you kidding me? I can play the Cubs to score under 8 runs. Yes, sir. Can I have some mo, please? Easy one for us there. Cubs under that. Rest of the plays in this game. Kelly under 0.5 run. Tovar under 1.5 total bases. Beck under 1.5 total bases. Suzuki under 1.5 total bases. Kelly under 1.5 total bases. Moniak under 1.5 total bases. Suzuki under a half a run. Beck under a half a run. Ian Happ under 1.5 total bases. Suzuki, PCA, Tucker, all under 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. It could not work out better for a cold-ass Cubs hitting team to go into Colorado, where all their props are going to be majorly boosted because they're in Denver, and watch them all go under. All right, now, we could get shocked in that game. It's always possible in Colorado to score 15 runs. It just is, right? If you're not comfortable with the under, don't play it. It's not a requirement out there. We love it. The way the Cubs have been hitting, I think we're in fantastic shape. And coming off a way you have to play in San Francisco into Colorado does take a little bit of an adjustment as well, right? You don't lift the ball in San Francisco, the ball's going to die. You lift the ball in Colorado because the ball's going to carry. So maybe they can still get stuck on San Francisco and not Colorado. Works out even better. Next game up, Rangers, A's in Sacramento. AAA, the lovely AAA ballpark. The A's $1.30 favorite here. Jack Leiter Springs. All right, so let's get to this one really quick. A's, I normally hate them as a favorite. Here's the key. The Rangers have been just bad on the road. Leiter, much better at home than on the road. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go against our A's being a favorite at home. A's money line front five, A's money line for the game. I don't really love this game very much. This is one of those ones we crawl to the window rather than running to place our bets. But slight lean there for the A's front five and for the game. Next game up, let's get to the crushing of the night. That might be in LA. 10:10 Eastern time frame. Dodgers D-backs. Zach Gallen on the road. By the way, can't recall a time he ever pitched well against the Dodgers. Blake Snell, ERA under 2 lifetime against the Diamondbacks. Snell's kind of cooking. If Snell can keep the walks down, this game should be an easy 6-2 win here for the Dodgers. Dodgers are starting to hit the ball a little bit. The pitching, at least starting pitching-wise, been there. Blake Snell's been a big reason why. Kershaw's pitched well lately. Glasnow's kind of Ohtani pitched well in the last game, but the Reds can't hit on the road, so you got to take it with a grain of salt. Dodgers are almost a $2 favorite here. I'm surprised they're not at $2.50, to be really honest. I think the D-backs winning 2 out of 3 kind of does affect this line, but we're all over the Dodgers. Let's give you the plays here. Oh, that's right, Dodgers fans that think I'm a Dodgers hater. We're all over the Dodgers in this one. Dodgers money line -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over 4.5 team total. We love that one. Dodgers -0.5 a run. First 3, first 5, first 7 innings. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, same 5 bets apiece. Home run double over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, and 3+ total bases. And don't forget our bet that just continues to be an ATM. Ohtani, 1+ walk. I can't believe the juice is still so low on this thing. I'm shocked he's not at -150 plus at this. But if you're only going to make us get 1 walk at -105 or 110 for Ohtani, we're going to play that every freaking game because they're pitching around him, especially with runners on. They're not going to pitch around him first at-bat of the game if he's leading off. But it always seems, lately the bottom of the lineups put runners on, and the next thing you know, Ohtani's getting a free pass. Easy money, right? It has been for quite a while. And the final game on the board, Orioles, Giants, Robbie Ray and the Giants against Dean Kremer on the road. Dean Kremer on the road, ERA and expected ERA, about 2 runs higher than at home. That's kind of high. Normally it's about a run average-wise, unless you're a Rockies pitcher, right? Now, Herman Marquez, by the way, we'll mention this. His ERA is better at home in Colorado than it is on the road. Keep that in mind as well in that Cubs-Rockies game. So, I mean, it's 5 versus 6, but, hey, it's still there. Orioles normally struggle with lefties, but they did hit Crochet a little bit. Crochet, I think, helped them out a little bit as well. He left some pitches kind of dead red. But Robbie Ray, we expect to pitch well. Dean Kremer, we expect to get beat up. This is a Giants win. Giants won 3 against the Cubs. I think the Giants can get a 4th here. We like the Giants. Let's give you all those plays. Giants money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Giants over 3.5 team total is our favorite play of the day. Giants minus a half a run, first 3, first 5, first 7 innings. Willie, I can't spell his last name or pronounce his last name at Damus. If I pronounced it wrong, go complain to your English teachers or whatever the hell. This is not a pronunciation show. It's a sports show for Jiminy Crickets, right? Name's Devers, and I hate playing Devers, but he's been hot. His slug lately over the last 7 games, I believe, is like 900 or something stupid. So same 5 bets apiece, home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases. So as we mentioned at the start of the show, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. You can find a link on our YouTube channel page. At the end of every episode on YouTube, it is $50 per month. You'll see a WAP checkout. Once you do check out at WAP, that will give us a notification. We will send you over the Discord invite as soon as we possibly can. If it takes a few hours, because I might not be able to get to it right away and it's not instantaneous, we will send it to you. No problem. We're not trying to hide anything, keep anything from you, anything like that at all. But we do verify that it's actually somebody, not a bot, not a fake payment. We do a little verification there. I just don't send it over instantaneously. Sorry, I just don't. Right? But it's well worth it being on Discord. 200 plus members, getting approaching 300 people that are like-minded like yourself who love sports wagering. You're going to get football. You're going to get basketball. You're going to get baseball. You're going to get WNBA. You're going to get Formula One. You're going to get crap all the time. There is rarely a day that goes by where we don't have, it seems like, 50 plus wagers on the board, if not 100 plus wagers, especially with college football and NFL. And the Discord's going to get Formula One here later tonight as well. We're going to be all over it for you. Highly recommend the Discord channel. Just check it out on the WAP, and we'll get you the invite over there. Also, all of our shows on YouTube brought by the world's #1 sports betting app called Outlier. Does a lot of things for you. Let me give you what Outlier does. Gives you the great bets, right? Shows you where all the money for the books is coming in on. Will price shop all the odds for you on the bets you love at the books that you're at. You can tell it what books you play at. That's where it is. Sync all those books up. It'll store all the damn bets in one spot as well, so you don't have to go from app to app to app to see what's going on. Guess what? 7-day free trial of Outlier. YouTube channel page at the end of every episode in the comments section for YouTube as well. Make sure you check that out. Also, all of you coming over to watch from TikTok, as I highly recommend everybody does, because on TikTok, basically, I tell you to go watch the YouTube show about 40 times per show, it seems like. This is where you need to follow, subscribe. Make sure you're following along here. You're going to get more in-depth sports betting coverage. We're not limited on time, and we're not limited on what the hell we can say, right? On TikTok, we are. Here, we're not. Make sure you follow us here on YouTube. Trust me, you can get off that TikTok app. I'm sorry if China's not on here showing booty like she is on the TikTok app, but it's much easier for all of us that love sports wagering to discuss it over on this particular channel. That's all. You can go back to TikTok after you're done watching the show. Then you can watch and see if China picture, shows more butt pictures than she did yesterday. It's all good. But it is so hard for me to go through anything on TikTok without the show getting banned that we just don't do it. So we just give you like ho-hum type stuff where we go through all kinds of different things here on the baseball show, the football show, and so on and so forth. And lastly, for all of you out there, whether it's my show or somebody else's show, make sure you show a little love for the creator out there. They're obviously putting in work, effort to bring you information that you're looking for or entertainment that you like. Show a like, do a share, leave a nice comment, whether it's my show or somebody else's. It just reminds them of, hey, we appreciate what you're doing. That's all. Show some respect their way. They're going to show some respect your way. Same thing works with me. The more respect you show me, the more respect I show you. Even you, Casper, who I love very dearly on our Discord with your crazy takes, I'll still show you the respect you deserve because you're not coming on saying you're a butt crack, you're a loser, you lost 1 game out of 15. Oh, my God, what are we going to do next? First of all, if you're going to complain about 1 game, obviously you didn't you haven't paid attention for more than one day. It doesn't really matter. We're going to continue to put the show out at all. And don't worry, you won't have access to it anymore. We'll make sure of that. But show a little love for the creators out there, guys. I try to do it every show I watch out there. Hopefully you guys do it as well. It does mean a lot for all those people making entertainment and data information that you're looking for. We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on our next episode.